To all those listening, greetings. My name is Toro Kithamee. I am a Sangheli zealot and accredited historian. The Arbiter has given me the order to compile and report on all known history on the humans. This report is intended for the eyes and ears of the Arbiter and his generals only. My report will be recorded in sections, with this being the second section focusing on humanity's history following the activation of the Halo arrays. My record of these events is gathered from a variety of Forerunner intelligence constructs, scripts found in Forerunner computer systems, and what the United Nations Space Command and Office of Naval Intelligence saw fit to share with our own intelligence agencies. After being reseeded onto their homeworld, Earth, humans were no longer a technologically advanced race. Instead, they were mere groups of primitive tribes. As the years went on, however, humans began to again expand their influence, inventing languages, creating new tools to use, and eventually forming governments. For several centuries, humanity continued this climb upward. However, it's worth noting that the race was not unified. Government systems would often clash and battle over ideals, and legions of soldiers would invade other nations in an attempt to expand their influence on the planet. These actions would prove destructive to technological and cultural advancement, and I often wonder how quickly humanity would have reached space travel had it not warred with itself constantly. Nevertheless, humanity continued its incredible gain of knowledge and skills, and soon humanity began making extensive breakthroughs in medicine and science along with weaponry. A few decades prior to the dawn of the 20th century, humanity finally achieved space travel capabilities, allowing them to explore the immediate areas of space around Earth. As the next century went on, humanity only continued to expand their space travel abilities, and by the 21st century, humanity was able to begin populating other worlds and other areas of the universe to relieve the ecological stress on the now overpopulated Earth. After a violent conflict in the Sol system, dubbed the Interplanetary War, flared up and caused countless deaths. However, the United Earth Government and the United Nations Space Command was formed as a singular governing body that ruled over all planets and nations belonging to the humans, effectively and finally unifying the human race. Additionally, the invention of slipspace travel in 2291 would only further humanity's efforts to expand across the universe. This unification would be relatively short-lived, however. While planets on the perimeter of human space, the outer colonies, worked hard to provide food and other resources for the species. The inner colonies, Earth and the planets near it, took advantage of the labor of the outside worlds and lived lavishly. This angered many of the inhabitants of the outer colonies, and they began to form a large and well-organized rebellion against the UEG and the UNSC. The insurrection. The UNSC, UEG, and the Office of Naval Intelligence informs us that the motivations behind the insurrection are blatantly false, and that in reality, they are nothing more than bloodthirsty savages. But, based on what we know of Oni's credibility, I would not be surprised if it was the truth. The UNSC was having a large amount of difficulty dealing with the insurrection. Despite superior firepower and numbers, the UNSC could not have their forces everywhere at once, and the insurrectionists often abused this weakness with terrorists and guerrilla warfare tactics. Desperate to find a solution, the UNSC began the Orion and Spartan II projects, as well as launching extensive military campaigns across the outer colonies, moving from planet to planet and eliminating any insurrection found. The Spartan super soldiers proved extremely effective against the insurrection forces, and were a large part of the UNSC's successes in quelling the rebellion. Judging by what the Sangheli have seen of these Spartans from the Human Covenant War, I would not expect anything less of the demons. While the UNSC had finally begun to effectively combat the insurrection, a horrific threat was approaching the colony world of Harvest, and when the humans made first contact with the Covenant there, the bloodiest conflict in human history This has been Section 2 of my report. This has been Toro Kithamee, and I genuinely thank all of those who have taken the time to listen to my studies. Transmission end.